What's it like raising black boys in South Africa versus America?
It's very different.
It's extremely different.
Yeah.
And I don't want to sugarcoat anything when we go over this topic, so we're going to be very blunt and honest. If you're not looking for an emotional video, probably go to the next one, because this one is going to be serious. And if you're staying in America, this is a reality for you too if you're black. One of the main reasons that I started looking to move out of the country when we were staying in America about 2 years ago is from a conversation that I had with my mom and my little brother. For context, we're all on three-way. My little brother is 2 years younger than me, so a full grown adult. He's also a military veteran. And my mom was on the phone with us casually talking about what he should do if he stopped by the police. My brother, being a grown man, was like, "Mom, I know what to do if I was pulled over by the police. I know how to respond to another person, you know, talking to me about a ticket or a traffic stop." And my mom was like, "No, you don't need to do that. You need to listen to me, listen to this protocol, or listen to these tips that I've learned, because these are things that could save your life in the event of a traffic stop here in America as a black man." And in that moment, it really registered to me that there's different ways that people have to move based on their skin tone here where I'm from. And I just hearing the resistance in his voice to how she wanted him to react to these situations, and hearing the emotion and the passion in her voice as a mother who's trying to protect her child, it really tugged on my heartstrings. It made me uncomfortable. It made me feel sad that I was going to be having those same conversations with my son if nothing was to change. I have two sons, or at the time I had two sons in America, obviously very black, and they're going to grow up, they're going to want to drive, and they're going to get stopped by the police. That's pretty much inevitable. I think everybody at one point gets stopped by the police for something.
Whether you're driving or you're walking or you're running.
Yeah. And I didn't want to have those conversations with my kids. I didn't want to have to tell them it's okay to be a man everywhere else in the world, but when a cop comes to you, you need to lower your tone, lower your gaze, put your hands on the steering wheel, and double check when they tell you to grab your driver's license.
Pretty much do everything the opposite of what we taught you.
Exactly.
As a young man.
I didn't want to have that conversation with either one of my kids, and I couldn't see life, like I couldn't imagine what life would be if they didn't get prepared like that, if I didn't give them those tools or the information that they needed to survive a traffic stop in Las Vegas. Right. So that's when we started doing some more research. And I thought maybe my mom is just fear-mongering because of things that she's seen. You know, stuff that she heard. Because as parents, we do that. We'll take on a burden and put it onto our kids, right, not knowing, because we just want them to be safe. So whatever we're scared of, we put it into them that they should be afraid of it. And I thought maybe this is just her with, you know, being a little dramatic about it.
Right.
But I did my own research. And the research shows that in America, a black man, is 3 times more likely to die from a traffic stop with a police officer than a car wreck. And that's all I needed to know.
How does that sound?
That's all I needed to know. After finding out that fact, of course, I did a little bit more research, and it just made sense to me that we needed to move. Yeah. I know that we can make some changes in the world, but I didn't feel like it was going to change fast enough to affect my kids in their life before they get to the time to drive. Right. They're 8 and 5 now, and I just didn't want a chance being there when they start becoming of age to drive, and then they become a target practice for a cop who is feeling some type of way about how black he is, or how tall he is, or maybe masculine, because they see us as different than them.
And certain experiences you go through really dictate certain parts of your personality and how you see yourself.
Exactly.
You know, and we want the perception of themselves to be different than what we've been taught where we're from.
Exactly. So since moving to South Africa, We have been pulled over by the cops.
Yeah.
We have had multiple interactions with police officers.
And not pulled over like in a...
No, not in a bad way. But just like a regular traffic stop where they're checking people's identification on a road where we were kind of going out of town. I think it was like a 2-hour drive from Cape Town. Mm-hmm. And there were like a roadblock set up. And they were like, yeah, we're just doing a routine traffic stop where we're checking everybody's like registration essentially.
Yeah.
And... they were nice. They were smiling. They were happy. They didn't have their hands on their guns. They were not intimidated by us being black because they were also black. And when you see a police 9 times out of 10 out here, they're helping someone. They're not arresting people. Pretty much every time I see a police on the side of the road, they're helping somebody change a tire.
Yeah. And we understand that experiences are different for,
different people.
For different people.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, as far as my experience, the feeling that you get when you get stopped by the police out here and the feeling that you get when you get stopped by the police in the States is very different. And it's not going, it doesn't change, matter what you're doing or where you're at or,
how you're dressed.
You fit the description.
Right.
At all times. No matter if you didn't fit the description.
If you're in America and you're a black man. But here in South Africa, fitting the description, they might look a little bit more into it because they're people who also look like us.
Yeah.
So it will be easier to get a better description because they know, our people a little bit more. And they're not intimidated by us. So it's easy for them to see some kids doing something that they think is wrong. Yeah. And instead of coming up on them with their guns drawn or trying to mace them or put them in jail, they like, hey, take y'all ass home. What are y'all doing here?
And the kids is actually like, oh, all right, whereas back there the kids might have gave them a little...
What, in the States?
Yeah.
Oh.
They probably would have gave him a little attitude or a little maybe.
I don't know. And then you see where that came
and then it ends, and not everybody is doing that. It's just saying, like, if it's not even attitude, maybe it's just something like, man, what you're doing is how you're talking to us or the way that you're, stereotyping us is not right. You could be speaking back just by standing up for yourself.
Right.
And then they'll still categorize that as like a crime.
Right.
And so out here, I've seen conversation with myself,
cops and civilians.
Even if I felt like something wasn't, and then we've had a conversation and everybody walked away. Everybody went home.
Exactly.
And it
doesn't have to be a pissing match.
Right.
Or, oh, well, I got my badge. Come on to jail.
Right.
No, it's not like that. It's people. There are people behind the badge.
Yeah.
And they see people as civilians and they work together. They're actually here policing and patrolling and serving the people here.
Right.
Whereas in America, y'all know, know the case.
You know what it is.
So, yeah. Raising a black son here in South Africa, I would say I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend it. It's way better than America.
It's definitely been a relief. And I only see nothing but, even more growth when it comes to...
where we could go.
Yeah, where we can go out here. And the other families.
Yeah. I think that I just want to give a quick disclaimer that the things that we just shared with you all are our own personal experiences and how we feel. And yeah.
Hey, another thing too, just to let you know, a lot of things start at home.
Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.